Let's kind of switch gears. You've had a heck of a career in the wrestling business, but let's talk about some of the stuff you've done outside of wrestling. You've partnered up with a lot of charity organizations, done a lot of volunteering over the years. Tell me about some of the organizations that you've worked with.
Well, having been a coach in an athlete in a former life, I've had several careers, but having been a coach and an athletic director, um, I always enjoyed sports. So I coached my kids in basketball and baseball, and I was involved. I was vice president of one of the larger little leagues in New York for about 6, 7 years. I ran our parish CYO basketball program, which had about 15 teams. I did that for about 12, 11, 12 years. Um, my legitimate job, because as I said, I worked for the state athletic commission. I worked weekends, summers, evenings, but I never wanted to really. I asked Chief Jay Strongbow once, who was one of Vince's assistants and one of the liaison, one of his guys that would run the back room. I said, Chief, I heard they're looking for refs. What do you think? Should I apply? Because I was young at that time. He goes, "You got a good job? Yeah. You got a pension? Yeah. You got medical? Yeah." He goes, "What are you, nuts?" Because back in those days, they weren't making a lot of money. And he said, "You get hurt, you're gone. You want to set up the ring?" Refs had to set up the ring in those days. So, I never did it legitimately, but my real job was receiver of taxes, one of the largest towns in New York State. I actually collect the taxes for Paul Heyman's parents, Arnie Skolin, and Freddie Blassie, all three whom I became very friendly with. So I had a chance when I was receiver of taxes. One of my jobs was to foreclose on properties. Let's say people had let the property go and they had no relatives and they passed away. I would work with Habitat for Humanity to try to get these properties to people who had low income and had children and help them to get their first home. So I was involved with that. I also am involved. I'm not a musician, but I am a musician. I play washboard with with kind of a folksy blue. We do some folk, some bluegrass, some early jazz, and besides performing publicly, we also do charity work going into nursing homes, going into senior centers to try to cheer their life up. So I've been actively involved in community projects, trying to um, I never charged anybody for an autograph. Not that people would want my autographs, but I could tell you a funny story. One night I was
Yeah.
outside the Ridgewood Grove Arena, a real old arena out in Queens. And afterwards, I'm standing in the rain. It's raining pretty hard, and there's 20 kids there, and they're asking me for my autograph. So I'm signing, and of course, my ego is glaring. I'm just my ego is just really bursting. So I get to the 21st autograph, and I asked the wrong question. I said, "Why do you want my autograph? I'm not really anybody that important." And they said, "Yeah, I know. We really didn't want yours, but you're the only free one." So leave it to a kid to bring you back down to earth. You know what I'm saying? But again, now I understand they're getting huge dollars for the autographs. And, I always felt a kid. I was a kid once, and I would hope they would give me an autograph, and some of them did. And, so you got to give back a little bit. And like I said, I think one of the things that comes through in the book is I'm very fortunate I was, and that, don't be afraid if you're a young person to dream or to have dreams or to follow your dreams, because you never know what could come true. I could have given up when they slammed the door in my face 2 or 3 times, but I said, you know what, I'm going to find a way. And I did. And that was another reason for writing the book. Plus,